What's going on, babe?
Hey, babe, how was your day?
It was actually pretty productive. Happy to be home.
Good. You know, we got a game today. Honey, a little rough around the edges.
I'm saying, I've been working all night, taking care of business, getting to the... You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I got you. I'm not trying to be out here looking like a dusty, and that's why I'm excited to have T. Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. They help me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which come with all of the basics: a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about Teach Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teach Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price and the ability to customize your box. And because Teach Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description. You'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Click the link and get started today. We taking care of ourselves. Self-care, fellas, is the first step to be able to get to that bag, to take care of business, and be on top of things and level up in every aspect of your life. Feel the Teach, my friends. It ain't no cap in my rap. It ain't no cap in my rap. Ain't no fakeness in me. Not even a little bit. Ain't no fakeness in me. Not even a little bit. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate everybody for continuing to rock with me. Welcome to the Millionaire Morning Show, where we getting into the money. It is money on a Monday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Rocking out with you. You guys are my heart. You are everything. Everything to me in the world. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come one, come all. We have a whole show that we have to put on for the people. So I appreciate you guys. We are getting started on time, taking care of business, on top of things, and we absolutely gonna cook this morning, all right? So let me go ahead and tap into the chat. We are on time today. See what's happening with you guys. Ronnie Ron said, you ain't winning unless you bag chasing. Okay, Ronnie. Rich says, how's everyone? Hope you're having a good start to the day. Big Suggs is in the building, says, morning peeps. Mona D says, Anton and everyone, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Lauren Love says, morning bag chasers. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It was draining for me, and I'm going to go into that in a minute. Shout out to AD in the chat. Y'all can catch Quentin tonight on a Q show on the Anton Daniels channel. That's absolutely going to be awesome. Top of the day to Kelvin Sloan. Florida Boy 72-7 is saying, good. What's good, bag chasers? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's see. Spaces says, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Shout out to that. Chelsea's live line. Y'all could catch her on the Anton Daniels channel. I actually had her in studio, and I want to talk about that a little bit. But I'm a meld it in with the rest of what we got going on. Let me get to my first super chat of the day. First super chat of the day, Spaces says, for the OG commercial, definitely forgot about it. Sometimes I take y'all to the throwback commercial to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying, Spaces? So I appreciate you for rocking out with me, big dog. Let me see something really quickly. I just got to make sure that everything is running the way that it is supposed to be ran. Wonder why that's not working. Let me double check something else really quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. I might have to do a software update up in this joint. Might have to do a software update up in here. Anyways, neither here nor there. You guys, I think that we got a full show ahead of us today, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. So let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Make sure that you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. In addition to that, make sure you guys hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Anything else? I think I just want to get straight into the show. I don't want to do a whole lot of housekeeping. I don't. Y'all really do need to tap into the Patreon because those are my family. Patreon members and the bag chasers are my family. All right, let's get straight into the show, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and just address some things, right? So, I kind of talked about it a little bit with the video that I dropped early this morning when I was walking from my car and then I walked all the way over to my office and I was kicking it. So, good morning. Salute to everybody that just came in. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show, so I appreciate you guys. But I was talking about this on my way over into the office this morning, and I just think that we the last ones left. We the last real ones left, ladies and gentlemen. It's only us. It's only us. I don't know how many other real ones it is. It's some dots out there. There's some people out there. Shout out to my dog, Angry Man. Met him in real life and so on and so forth. But I think that we might be one of the last ones left, ladies and gentlemen, and let me tell you why. I actually kicked it with Pearl this weekend on FaceTime, and so I won't divulge, obviously. I'm never going to divulge anything that I have a personal conversation with anybody with. And so, but we talked. Like, we really kicked it. We talked. I wanted to understand what her thoughts were. She was asking me a lot of different questions and what my thoughts were about a lot of different things and so on and so forth. But that's usually what people do when you actually meet them in person. Shout out to Myron Webster. Definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. That's usually what people do when you rock out with somebody in person and you got their phone number and you actually have had multiple interactions with them. You call them. You call them. This internet shit is different. Visibility, subscribers, getting a little bit of air beneath your feet, it's different. It's just different for some people. When I pray in the morning, and probably over the last 5, 6, 7 years or so, I've always prayed to God and I've always promised God that I was going to be 100% of the time. No matter what happens, no matter if they like me or they dislike me, no matter if they rocked with me or they didn't rock with me, I was always going to be 100% of the time. Regardless if I agreed or I disagreed, if I hated you or if I liked you, I was going to keep it 100 based off of what the standards were that was taught to me from my OGs and from my people. Shout out to Jason Rouge. I'm definitely going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Thank y'all. And I just don't understand because I'm just built different. Right? I was always taught that once you let somebody into your home or you let them into your space or they meet your spouse, Pearl and Rita actually sat, they talked, they kicked it in real life. You know what I'm saying? She know my wife. Like, this is some behind the scenes shit. This ain't even no, listen, I know I'm different. I'm married. I'm one of the few people that's actually can talk about the things that we talk about in these spaces, even though I don't consider myself a part of any sphere. I'm just Anton from AntonDaniels.com, and I just roll with the people that I actually love and support, which is my bag chasers. I'm different. It's different over here. And so when you get to that level, when you can sit and talk to my wife, now let's be clear. There's plenty of people that I disagree with all the time, even people that I actually love and support. Some of it is not even relevant enough. Like, I'm not going to call you for every single point that you make in order to be able to hold you accountable. That ain't even got nothing to do with our friendship or what it is that we got going on, because I truly know who you are and I understand you. But more importantly, I'm never going to put you on Front Street and hang you publicly for the mob just to be able to satisfy most people that ain't even subscribed to you. If you've ever been over here on the Millionaire Morning Show, and most people that rock with me knows how I am. They know how I roll. Even from the very beginning, they know how I roll, right? I can want the best for the people that are around me the most, which may be black people, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to hate you just because you're a white person, or I'm not going to rock with you, or I'm not going to make sure that I know who you are and understand who you are and have those conversations when we have that direct connection. We got that direct line on each other. And so when I seen a lot of people moving the way that they moved, especially after they just capitalized off of and did business with somebody in real life multiple different times, it puzzled me. It perplexed me. Because it said, oh, y'all that weak? If you weak enough in order to, I expect this from women. So when I seen some of the women do it, I was like, okay, I get that. That's how women are. They'll switch up on you in 5 seconds if they don't have a strong man in order to control them and help them to understand how they're supposed to move. But I don't expect that from kings. I don't expect that from men. Like, you got to have a foundation and a standard before that's why I say, yo, I need to understand who you are. I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to like every point that you make, but I need to understand who you are as a person before I really bring you into my personal space. And so when I seen people quick to throw the darts publicly without having a conversation privately, when you can actually hit the person up privately to get more context before you drop a video publicly, I said, I know what this is. This is the difference between a husband and a boyfriend. This is the difference between somebody that's solid and somebody that's just trying to satisfy the mob. These is the type of people that'll leave their chick in order to go hang out with their homies and hold them down. It's wild. It's wild. And so I've always felt like if you know somebody in real life, then you make that phone call. And so when we kicked it and we talked and we had conversations, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told her. I'm not going to tell you the context of all of our conversation or what she said to me and any of that, because that's private between me and her. But I'm going to tell you what I told her. I'm not going to tell you what her response was, but I'm going to tell you what I told her. And this was way before she went on Obsidian show and all of that. And so I watched that for like 5 minutes and I seen what was happening. And I said, man, let me turn this off. Not because Obsidian don't put on a great show. Shout out to him. Shout out to any content creator that agrees or disagrees with me. But because I just didn't like what I had been seeing. And so I told her earlier in the weekend, I said, listen, Pearl, don't apologize. She said, Anton, really? I said, yeah. Don't apologize. It's one thing to take responsibility and accountability for how things play out. But it's another thing, because I don't believe that you were wrong and I don't believe that you're racist. You don't have to apologize for being something that you're not. To appease who? The people that never was rocking with you and is not subscribed to you anyway? That ain't your audience. That ain't your core audience. That ain't the people that subscribe to you. I said, how many subscribers you lost? None. Oh. All I can be is transparent. All I can be is transparent. All I can do is tell you the truth. I said, never apologize for something that you being accused of that can't be substantiated. Obsidian invited a group of, I guess, what he would say is the top or some of the most relevant content creators in the space that may know or have something to say negatively or positively about Pearl. And so you get the group email. You know how it's everybody on the email, and it was like, I don't know, 10 of us or 12 of us or 15. I don't even remember how many of us it was. And then it was CC Pearl, right? And so I get to see all of the list of the people, and I don't really care. I'm not going to name the people. That's irrelevant. But I seen the list, right? Now, think about this for 1 second. Let me cook. Think about this for 1 second. You see this list of people, right? And these are the people that Obsidian invited over to be able to have this conversation of Pearl or have the one-on-one. Like, okay, you feeling a certain type of way? Question me in person. Which, if it was me, I would have never advised Pearl to do that in the first place. But neither here nor there. She could do whatever she want. I didn't know anything about it until I got the email, right? So I get the email and I see a whole list of the top content creators. And let me tell you what else I seen. So he invited it. He made the whole invitation. He also tagged us on his video and everything like that before it started. And usually, if you like don't want to come, you could choose to do whatever you want to do. You don't want to go on the panel. I'm personally not going on the panel. I'm trying not to even be on the panels that I own. Why would I show up on another panel? Which he don't know that, but that's my sentiment. It's Sunday. It's family day, and I'm not about to go to this shit show. I'm not about to go to this shit show. So you see the email and you see all of the people. But then this is the thing that set off the red flag for me. And this is, I gotta be honest. The thing that set off the red flag for me was the people that responded to the whole group. Let me say that again. It's almost like when somebody is in your chat, right? And they say, hey, everybody, I'm leaving because I don't like what's happening right now. Instead of just leaving. Or if you respond, how come you can't just respond to Obsidian himself instead of responding to the whole group? Because you want everything that you're saying to be seen. And then what it also does is it influences the rest of the group in order to make a decision, and you get your rocks off without you actually saying it to the person. And so then I seen a Me Too movement happening in the email chain. No, I'm not going because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I'm not going because I would never have a conversation with somebody that I disagree with. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'll make a response video about it. I'll play the whole video, but I'm not actually interested in having a conversation with her, blah, 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 blah. And then I seen it, a reply, and a reply to the whole group, and reply to the whole group, and reply to the whole group, and reply to the whole group. And it's a long thread, and some of these responses was like 3 and 4, 5 paragraphs long and well thought out with punctuation marks. Looked like they went through spell check and Grammarly and chat AGBTQs and all of this other type of stuff. And it's a whole thread. Now, I don't think that I have to explain this because if you know, you know. But let's just really have a conversation. Come on, y'all. If anybody is from any kind of space to where they've had any kind of authentic people around them, you know what's happening. You know what's happening. Do I have to go into why you don't move like that? If I wanted to respond, then I would have just responded just to Obsidian instead of to the entire group. Am I the only one that's missing it? Am I the only one that's missing it? This is the same thing that plays out publicly in Hollywood, music industry, in your own little personal groups and on the internet. It's all optics and politics and finessing and high school. This is literally like high school on the internet. This goes from entertainment to high school. And this is the problem when you start having people interacting with each other in real life. This is the problem when you start operating with each other in real life. Is that the real can see the real and you let the rest of it fall where it may. Which is why I just stay in my little space. You ain't got to classify me. You know, honestly, unless I like really kick it with you and I've made a connection with you in some kind of shape, fashion, or form, I don't want to collab. I don't want to kick it. I don't want to do none of that. I'm going to reach out to the people that I rock with. I'm going to reach out to the people that I believe is 100. And I mean, ain't no love lost. Ain't nobody fucking checking for me anyway. So it ain't like it's a big deal or nothing like that. I'm in my own zone. I'm in my own space. I'm staying the fuck away from all of this shit, man. It's just messy. Anytime you start to get together right after Kevin Samuel's birthday celebration and all of that, you see all of this banging. And if you gonna do something, then you do it. If you gonna remove yourself, then you do it. If you gonna hold somebody else, if you gonna hold her accountable, or if you gonna feel a certain type of way about it, then feel some type of way about it and you handle it. Don't go over there and try to get a posse. Hey man, you gonna come over here with me so we can denounce this person over there? No, you do what you gonna do. I'ma move how I don't ask nobody for permission. I ain't checking in with nobody when I go to your city. I don't check in with nobody on the internet. Hey man, how do you feel about me making a video? No, if I know you in real life, regardless if I agree with you or not on what it is that you saying on these platforms, because you could just be entertaining. It don't even matter. If I know you in real life, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna be like, yo, fam, you think that was a smart move? What's going on? And then they add the context, whether we agree or we disagree. We had that conversation offline. We leave it at that. I'm never, ever gonna move like a snake. Once I done been around you and I kicked it with you and now I'm gonna throw you up under the bus. You got my phone number in real life and you gonna move like this? And y'all wonder why everybody always falling out. I don't want to know these niggas. I don't want to kick it with people. I don't want to be friends. I just want to stay in my own lane. I'm going to recognize the people that's doing good work. When I see y'all doing good work, I'm going to just be like, yo, that's dope over there. But I'm keeping it 100% business, 100% G. And I'm never, ever, ever. Like, I got people that I rock with in real life. I'm going to do my little in-person panels in real life with people that I done known, that know my character, that I know how it is that they rock. We do stuff for each other and all of that other type of stuff. Yo, this is wild. This is wild. This is wild for me. You gonna force somebody else to do something that you want to do because you feeling a certain type of way, and you don't even fuck with me in the first place? Yo, why? I see people leaving comments on my videos telling me what to do when you ain't even subscribed. Nigga, I don't even know you. You ain't even got a real picture. You an avatar. How I know you ain't some cripple in somebody else's basement beating your meat every day? Man, get out of my face, man. It's just so fake. So fake. If you know somebody in real life, and you got their number, and you done went in their crib, you done hung out with them, you done met their people and all of that, it's too much for a phone call? That's wild now? So I guess that I'm the anomaly. I'm off. All right, I'll just stay in my little lane. This is crazy how y'all moving. Let me read some of these super chats and then we're going to get into the show. Because I want to play the apology video that she dropped. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. I watched maybe 3 minutes of it. So I want to get into the apology video. But I definitely want to read the super chats, right? Myron Webster says, for staying 10 toes down and not folding. I didn't even know that was a thing that we needed to be congratulated for. I just thought that was just, I thought that's just how you move. I thought that was normal. I thought that's what you do with people that you didn't got money with. I don't know. Jason Rouge says, I'm glad she addressed it more so than apologized. For what? I don't think she should have addressed anybody because I don't think that she owed anybody an explanation. Ash says, appreciate you, Anton. Love the Patreon. Just Pearly Things. Now know who really rock with her. Hypocrites. I don't think that she ever really was mistaken about who rocked with her. I think that, well, I'm going to get into it in the video. Myron Webster says, the Sphere are hypocritical. Obsidian said it best. If you haven't spoke to her, then why are you speaking on her? And it ain't even that people can't speak on people. I think that people should be able to react to and talk about all the things that they want to. But when you have a thing that is affecting somebody personally and you know them personally, you have access to them, I think that then that's when you start to handle it offline instead of handling it online until they continue to bring up something that you saying, and then you address it. But I just think that it's protocol and ways in which you go about doing stuff. No Time for Woke podcast says, never apologize to the mob. It'll never be enough and they don't support you. I told her that too. Mr. Charles says, Pearl needs to realize she's an elephant to ants. Let me get into the show. And again, I say what I say and I mean what I say. I'm not here to appease or go back and forth with anybody. Like, I am what I am. Let's get into this apology video. Thank y'all for the super chats. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's get it rocking, man. It's wild.
What up, guys? Welcome to the JustPearlyThings YouTube channel, and welcome to Morning Coffee Thoughts, where I give my thoughts over morning coffee. Today I have a chai tea. I quit coffee. You guys don't care about what I'm drinking. Okay. Today, I'm going to be addressing the Nick Fuentes situation. Yeah, I know why you guys are here. Okay. So I want to first say I take full accountability for everything that happened. Everything that happens in life, as I say to the girls on my show, is my own fault. The fact that people are making these videos is my own fault. And the situation that I'm in is my own fault. Now, I'm going to give you guys an explanation and give you guys context for some of the conversations that were had. Just know it's not an excuse. It's my own fault. I take full accountability for everything that happened.
Which she should. It is her responsibility for dealing with whatever comes, good or bad. You get 100% of the good, all of the benefits, all of the compliments. You get 100% of the bad. You got to know what you're signing up for when you decide that you want to jump into this space as far as being a content creator. Got to know what comes along with it. And I don't think that she's naive to that idea.
Okay. So, but I'm going to answer questions that people have brought.
Somebody said in the chat she called Black Americans lazy. I call Black Americans lazy. I ain't impressed. I done hired a lot of y'all. 90% of y'all I had to fire. In all different types of industries, whether it's in corporate America or the businesses that I own. You feeling some type of way about it? Now what? I said it. Most black people that I've ever hired or most black people that I interact with regard to business are lazy. Do something. Now what? You feeling some type of way about it? Most immigrants, most African immigrants that come over here and Nigerians outwork the black people that are here in America. How you feel about it? How you feel about it? Guess what? Most white people here is lazy too. Most people that have adopted Western culture are lazy. And the ones that I've seen the most, because those are the ones that I've been surrounded by, have been black people. Lazy as hell. Now what? Now what? You want a cookie? I don't care. Get out your feelings. And if you feel some type of way about it, then outwork her. Because you know what I've seen from her, honestly, is that she outworking almost everybody.
My way. So the first thing is, why did you have Nick on? So the reasoning behind having Nick Fuentes on was because I heard that he was on the no-fly list and he lost his bank account. Now, from your point of view, you would think, why would you invite someone on that's on the no-fly list, right? That would be a bad... Well, he's not anymore. That's how he flew, but he was. So I was more just curious why this man was banned on everything. Now, I've seen a lot of videos that say I play dumb or I'm playing dumb.
Shout out to the Mighty Walk. I'm reading super chats throughout the show.
And I'll tell you what I knew and what I didn't know. So I did know that he was a known racist. I did know he was a known sexist. I did know that basically every bad name in the book from the right and the left, everyone hated him. So the reason I had him on was because, guys, people say that stuff about me. They say I'm sexist. They say I'm a misogynist. And, you know, I really just like to give people the benefit of the doubt when I interview them. I don't go into interviews trying to interrogate someone. I just more try to listen and see where they're coming from. In hindsight, that wasn't smart. And in hindsight, I should have had someone, you know, maybe Sarah Garvey, maybe another content creator that could have pushed back more and really was more educated on the topics that he was talking about than I was, because I certainly was not an expert in any of the stuff that he was talking about.
When I bring people on my platform, shout out to B. Taylor. I see you in the chat. Guess what, B. Taylor? I already know that the overwhelming majority of the different points in which we stand on is the complete opposite. As a matter of fact, I look for people not that just agree with me, which I don't really care for her reason is, because I don't really think that she needs to justify why she brought somebody on in order to have a conversation. However, most of the people that I look to have a conversation with is some that I actually just have an interview with where I just want to get their thoughts. Regardless of whether they agree with me or they disagree with me, I just want to see what you got to say about it. And then there's people that I bring into the studio, for example, that I do on Friday and Saturday nights that I actually want to have a conversation with that may disagree with me, because I think it makes for a better product that you then put out, not only for entertainment, but for educational purposes. Because they could be wrong and I can change their mind, or I could be wrong and I can change my mind, right? Patriarchy come on the platform all the time and he say, Anton, you got to get Nick Fuentes. And I'll be like, I'm not interested in talking to Nick Fuentes. Not because of where he stand on a specific issue, but because I just have no interest in him as a person. He is not a person personally that I feel as though I can get the type of information that I need out of him. Maybe I'll change my mind. But if I decide to have Nick Fuentes on the platform, then that's what I'm going to do. And there ain't nobody in this world that's going to tell me differently if that's what I want to do. Who are you? Who are you to tell somebody else what to do with their platform? You can go and have all of the blackity blacks that you want on your platform and only do that. You can do that all day long. And guess what? That's your prerogative. If you didn't care about her, then why are you watching what it is that she's doing and then getting so upset about what it is that she is putting out to the people? Don't watch. Don't subscribe. Don't rock with her.
I did remove the interview. I, again, did not.
Is this woman a god to y'all? No, I just got a genuine question. Is this woman a god to y'all? She's cool with me. I wouldn't call her a friend, but it is definitely a person that I've had multiple different conversations to. She's added value into my life behind the scenes, gave me some game. I gave her, hopefully reciprocated and gave her some game. We didn't kick it in person. She done met my wife. We done been in the same spaces together. I done been to her places. She done been to my places. I wouldn't call her a friend, but she's definitely a person that I'm connected. Why is she a god to y'all? Do y'all hold her in such high esteem to where it actually sits with you at night when you cut off the internet or you cut off YouTube, or that you can't say, don't recommend this channel to me? Is it that meaningful to you? Because I thought that we were supposed to spend our energy on the things that actually mattered to us, not being outraged about people that's irrelevant to you. You spend the time building with the people that you actually care about, not spending time trying to focus on people that you don't, right? I could be wrong. Let me continue to play this.
Think through a lot of the repercussions of posting that, so I just removed it. If you do want to see the full interview, Obsidian did react to it. That's on his channel. The intention was not, I guess, to hide it. It was just, this might not have been the best move. I'm just going to remove it now. So again, racism has no place in society, and I do take accountability for bringing him on. Hindsight's always 20/20. I wrote down some of the complaints that people had. So if I look this way, it's just because I made bullet points of everyone's concerns and I'm just addressing them. Okay. my Africans, that part. So in the heat of the conversation, I made some remarks to my producer, Blessing. Now, Blessing is a godsend. Okay, Blessing has made the production quality literally phenomenal. He's so talented. And during this conversation, we were talking about immigration, and I said, I'm trying to get my Africans to America. Now, I watched it back, guys. It was so cringy. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I met my African employees. I just said Africans. The reason is because, like, why wouldn't you just say my employees or whatever to America? The African passport system is just more difficult than the UK one. I didn't know, like, Blessing had to go to the embassy or something to apply to go to America with me next month. We're going to go do some work there. And, yeah, and so I've just found that the immigration process is a bit more difficult. So that's why I referred to them, because my African employees, I needed more help with. And, you know, I was saying in the interview that I wanted more open border policies because I wanted them to come. Again, you know, I really respect the African culture. I had no ill will or malice towards any of that. But it sounded absolutely awful. It was so cringy watching back. You know, so it was stupid. It was stupid. Okay.
You got to ask yourself this question sometimes, right? It reminds me of when people say to me, you hate women. And it's like, well, if I hate them, then why am I married to one, a black woman? They say you hate black women, right? And I be thinking to myself, well, if I hate it, then why am I married to one? And why do they work for me? And why am I so connected to them? It's one thing to hold somebody accountable. It's another thing to look at it for the reality that it is. I don't know any racist person that actually hires people that they hate. Why would I put money in the pockets? And y'all have no clue how much this woman is paying out. I do. Why would I put money in the pockets of the people that I hate? Honestly, why would the overwhelming majority of the people that I employ behind the scenes? We're not even talking about just the talent in front of the camera or the people that come on, because she brings on white women, black women, Hispanic women, all of this other type of stuff, right? Why would I put money in the pockets of the people that I hate? Why would I be managed by somebody that I don't like? Curious. Genuinely curious. Would you ever hire somebody that you hate? Would you ever hire somebody that you hate?
Now let's talk about my Africans was the other one, and then the joke about Blessing being late. So one thing that they cut out from that clip was that Nick Fuentes did say after, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just kidding. Okay. Now, even so, it was still in poor taste. And what I didn't think about at the time was, sorry, for those that didn't see it, basically Nick Fuentes was talking about he's always late. And I said, you were on time today. Oh, Blessing was the one that's late. And it's sort of an inside joke here at Just Pearly Things. Like, Blessing is just, he's phenomenal, but he's just he's a late guy. And every time he comes in, he says African time. Now, Pearl me. So when I was referring to him during this joke, I was like, African. Now, I was saying African time, referring to what he says when he comes in. Now, what I realized is this was especially disrespectful because we did have someone that's a known white supremacist race. Like, you know, making that joke in front of him, with him, is just in poor taste. And I did apologize to him for it. I really had no malice or ill will. But, you know, stupid. It was just stupid, okay? The next thing is, I've gotten a lot of criticism for, using the Black culture, and then I'm going right and leaving it, like that sort of thing. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that seems to be a big point of contention. My intention was never to be, a quote unquote leader in the Black manosphere or the manosphere in general. I really have always just looked at the men as the leader. I mean, they're the thought leaders. Let's just be honest. And me, I try to support them in any way I can. I bring them on my show, but saying I'm a leader in the space, I feel like women follow, men lead. So I really think, that's just my opinion.
She never should have even made this apology video in the first place, because the reality is that it's the same reality that other people are here for, that got on the internet, that makes content on a regular basis. They get into the bag, and they should be well compensated for good product that they put out. Now, can you help people or add value into people's life in the process? Absolutely. But the reality is that she's seen a lane, and this is just my opinion. This is not something that she told me specifically, but she's seen a lane, right? She's been on YouTube or TikTok or all of these different platforms for a while. She caught a wave and she rode it. She caught a wave and she rode it. That's the truth. That's what it comes down to. And she outworked everybody else in the process. But the audience that she resonated was the same audience that rock with Fresh and Fit. Let's be real. You don't have to make excuses or validate whatever it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. You don't have to sit here and cape for us and say, oh man, because I respect men in general, whatever, so on and so forth. You caught the wave and you rode that. You grabbed the saddle and you held on to that horse tight and you rode it all the way up until the point to where then you became the villain. Before she ever interviewed Nick Fuentes, in which I think that she need better people and better advice around her. Before she ever interviewed Nick Fuentes, everybody that's here in the chat, I haven't timed anybody out. I haven't muted anybody. I haven't blocked anybody. Because I want y'all to see your people. I want you to see your people. Right? Look at how they come at me. You can't have an opinion. You can't actually have a line and make a phone call to people. You caping. I don't know how many coon emojis I done seen inside of my emails and my comments. The difference is I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You know why? Because I have no strings on me. I have nobody that controls me. And so the same way that I said a year ago, 2 years ago, fuck your feelings, is the same way that I'm saying it now. I don't switch up for you. And this is the sentiment that I think that a lot of women lack, except for the Cynthia G's. They say fuck y'all and y'all love her for it. Cynthia G has said things that are 10,000 times more egregious, and they have never brought her to the front of the congregation. Ever. I can name at least 4 different women specifically. I see Roland Martin on Vlad TV dropping a clip every single day, and y'all don't even get the beam out of your own eye. You can't even get your own leaders who you're subscribed to rock out on your own platforms. They don't show up. You know where Roland Martin show up to? He show up to Vlad TV, Patrick Bet David, and then he debates with Jason Whitlock. And he comes at Jason Whitlock. Now, it's nothing wrong with coming at Jason Whitlock and all of this other type of stuff, right? But at the same time, y'all fake mad. You fake mad. You fake mad. And that's why I'm laughing at you, because you ain't even real. Fam, stop it. You don't even have the power to determine whether or not you can feed yourself. You go into that white man every single day and you say, yes, massa. Don't sit here and fake outrage me to Pearl. Don't fake outrage me to a person that you don't even have to watch on the internet. You can literally turn off your phone and stop watching her anytime you want. Anytime you want. You come at me and I'm married to a black woman. I employ almost all black people. I employ the overwhelming majority of them, probably like 60% to 40% women to men. And you still come at me and I live it every day. I pour money into the community. I give you the game on how it is that you're supposed to level up. And you would come at me in order to make sure that you support people that don't even give a fuck about you. And then right after you talk shit about me, you would go and turn on Young Thug. You fake mad. You fake mad. Everything about you is fake, hypocritical, and all of y'all is hypocrites walking head first into work every single day to make some money for a nigga that you don't even know, that don't even look like you. You don't even know who you work for. You don't even know who your shareholders are. You don't even know who your manager's manager is. And you sitting here getting mad at a little old white girl that you don't even have to turn on or turn off. And you fake mad, you outraged, you giving all of your energy to it. Roland Martin is on Vlad TV every single day. And you know the difference is? You know the difference between Pearl and Vlad? Vlad don't give a fuck. He just keep on putting out content and you ain't did nothing. You know what I see? People defending Vlad. Vlad got over 5 million subscribers. And you don't say shit. You know what you do? You see all of your favorite people showing up. Roland Martin, there. You know where I see Dr. Umar Johnson? Breakfast Club. Who's the shareholders of the Breakfast Club? Who? Who owns the Breakfast Club? What happened? I only work with black people type shit. What happened? I only patronize black people type shit. But you getting them views. You getting them views. You making sure that the Breakfast Club is getting that bag. See, I don't believe in this fake outrage shit. I don't believe in this smoke and mirror shit. I believe in where it is that you actually deploying your resources and your dollars. How many black people have you hired? How many people have you actually supported? How many black platforms do you actually hold down? Not the ones that's faking it, the ones that's real. You hate your own skin. You hate yourself. And that's why when somebody says something that even remotely resembles something that you've never been through, because your ass ain't never been through slavery, and you don't know nobody that has ever been through slavery, you get triggered by it, and it ain't even a part of you. It ain't even nothing that you've seen or experienced. You've been taught fake outrage because you are a part of the mob. Mob rules. When you going to unlock yourself? When you going to let that hateful heart let go? Don't you know that it's so easy to be able to control you and your emotions when everything triggers you? You a whole man talking about getting triggered. You a grown fucking man with kids and you talking about getting triggered. Triggered? You having whole sessions about what you don't like about Pearl. Nigga, you ain't giving that much energy in order to go and take care of your kids. I seen people online, I swear to God, I seen people online dedicating their life to Pearl, and these motherfuckers are the same ones that was talking about how they can't even get their kids and they ain't even checking for their fucking kids. Nigga, if you had the same amount of energy that you have for your family as you have for Pearl, the black community would be fixed. If we spend just as much time for the things that actually affected us instead of the things that don't even mean shit, okay, let's assume for the sake of the conversation that Pearl is the most racist person in the world. And then what? Now what? What you gonna do? Your family still fucked up. You still work for the white man. You still dodging your time clock trying not to get fired. You still don't even, you ain't never put $1 in any of your people's mouths. You still a piece of shit. Your house is still fucked up. Your kids still don't like you. Nigga, you gotta watch my shit with ads because you don't even got YouTube Premium. Nigga, get the fuck out of my face with this fake outrage shit. Stop it. You niggas can't even get your own lives together. Your baby mamas don't like y'all. Your mama don't like y'all. Your daddy don't know you. You spending all of this time on a thing that don't, I tell my wife all the time, when we got married, the first rule, the only rule that we've ever had was, listen, we gonna spend about 2 to 3% of our energy on the thing that we don't like about each other, and 97 to 98% of our energy on the thing that we actually can build upon. We not gonna focus on the trash shit. We gonna focus all of our energy on the thing that we can build on and make great. Because if we spending all our time on something that don't mean shit, then that means that we taking our energy away from the thing that we can actually build upon. And those are one of the keys to being successfully married. We focus 100% of our energy on the things that we actually like, not the things that we don't like. My entire YouTube algorithm is based off of things that I love. I love animal videos. I love learning more about real estate. I love learning more about finance. I love watching CNBC. I love Bloomberg. I love Yahoo Finance. That is what 90-something% of my algorithm is. I'm not focusing on the things that I don't care about. Why would I? I get it, because you fake mad. You fake outraged. Pearl? Yo, B. Taylor, I see you in the chat. Check this out, B. Taylor. B. Taylor, you know what's so funny about you? You want me to be honest about you? Look at your avatar right now. Look at your avatar right now, B. Taylor. Check this out. B. Taylor, if you spent more fucking time working your ass off and getting good content out there, instead of live streaming and dropping videos sporadically here and there, doing that shit in your car, yeah, I studied your shit. If you actually did the things that she did and you worked your ass off, you'd be big as fuck. You'd be a legend. You'd be great. You would be great. You look better than her. You can articulate yourself better than her. You're smarter than her. Get the fucking work, B. Taylor. Instead of spending all of your time worried about what this fucking lady is doing, spend all of your time on how it is that you can build. You know what the difference is between Pearl and you, B. Taylor? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Y'all want some truth today? I got some fucking truth for you today. The difference between me and you, B. Taylor, is when me and you talk on the phone, it ain't the same as when me and Pearl talk on the phone. Because when Pearl talk on the phone to me, she like, Anton, what do you understand about this? Is it this and that? Is that? And then she'd be like, oh, let me give you this tip that I realized because I was looking at your videos and let me show it is how you can do this because I hate it when you do this and you'll get more traction with this. And then I do that shit and I implement it and I get more money and then I add value into her. And then, man, when you and me talk, you be like, Anton, I don't know because I talk to my family and I don't know if I should be fucking with you because they seen the video that you did about me. What the fuck? You look better than her. You're doper than her. I'm trying to put you on. I'm trying to get you together and all of this shit. And you sitting here giving me all your energy about her instead of spending all your energy on how you can build your own shit. I spend more time chasing you and she spends more time chasing me. Think about that shit. I spend more time chasing you and Pearl spends her time chasing me so she can try to get some game and some insight and add some value into my life. And you sitting here fucking talking about her. If y'all spend more time focused on the things that actually matter, you would blow the fuck up. You would blow the fuck up. What part of this that I'm telling that's not true? No, don't get sad. Let's be real. If you spent more time dropping fucking videos, B. Taylor, look at Pearl's, stop looking at what she says and look at her channel. Look at how often she drops. Look at the time that she drops. Look at her thumbnails. Understand her algorithm. Understand how it is that we can teach you the whole fucking game, but y'all so busy being distracted on things that don't matter. What we talking about? I did a whole live stream inside of the Patreon showing you my back end, showing you how much money I make, giving you the game on the algorithm, how you can make way more money when it comes to this content creation shit. And y'all sitting here trying to have conversations about Pearl. Jesus Christ. But let me guess. I'm a coon, right? I hire y'all. I put money in y'all pocket. Pearl pay to come and see me. Funny. You know what the weirdest thing it is about this whole thing is? And this is I'm going to leave y'all with this. You know what the funniest thing about this shit is? Pearl actually paid for a consultation with Kevin Samuels. Pearl paid for a conversation. She pays to get consulted by the people that she studies and she's trying to understand so that she can capitalize off of it and win this shit. She paid to get a consultation from Kevin Samuels. She paid to get a consultation from the roommates. She literally puts herself in the spaces to try to understand and capitalize off this shit. And y'all sitting here saying same old shit that y'all been doing for the last 50 fucking years. And you wonder why you behind. Instead of studying the game to learn how you can do things differently, y'all sitting here still being distracted by shit that don't even affect your life. It don't affect you one way or the other, and you sitting here whining about a woman that can't even see or touch you and don't even look as good as you. Really? That's what we doing? Don't be distracted by that. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. And y'all sitting here being distracted. Outworking every fucking black woman that I see on the internet today. And the men combined. It ain't a black woman that dropped more than her, worked more than her. She didn't hire, did consultations, understanding, reached out. She sent an infinite number of DMs in order to be able to tap in with different people that has information. And you sitting here talking about, I don't like what she said. Even if I don't like somebody, I'm trying to understand how they did it. How you do that? What'd you do there? What? How did you get that algorithm? I can learn something from my enemies. She not my enemy. I be trying to understand how the enemy do it. You think I ain't studying my enemies? You think I don't try to understand exactly what it is that they doing differently? You think I'm sitting here complaining about them when I can get next to them? This is chess, not checkers, niggas. Life is chess. It's not checkers. I'm focused on trying to understand how it is that I can get in and figure it out. I'm trying to get every fucking dollar off this platform. I want all the money from YouTube. Why should all of the advertising dollars go to them when they could go to me? Because all I do is bust it down with my people. I hire more people that you can actually visibly see on YouTube, and that ain't even got nothing to do with the people behind me. We all trying to figure out how to get the fucking money out of this platform, and y'all being distracted. What is wrong with y'all? Get it together. Hit yourself in the head. Ask your mama to talk to you. Come and kick it with the bag chasers. We trying to get all of the fucking money out of this platform and then have an influence. And y'all, money is power. And y'all losing your mind over something that y'all can control. Ain't nobody even making y'all pick cotton no more. You cut the fucking chat off. And go and get your money. Work. Go put the work in. Cut on your fucking camera and drop a video. Cook up and don't just drop any video. Put some time in it. Get your fucking thumbnails together. Get some good content. Work hard on your craft. Articulate yourself more effectively. Get a fucking better camera instead of going to get a BBL over in Miami and cook. Work. Shit. Stop whining and work. If you don't like her, then outperform her. If you don't like her, then outwork her. If you don't like her, then go and take her spot. It ain't nothing but time and opportunity in front of you. Go outside and network. Go talk to somebody. Get a consultation. Get some coaching. Put your work in. Put your 10,000 hours in. She worked, she grinded, she hustled. And when one thing didn't hit, she kept going. And then she minded out and she was on the streets and she had a microphone in front of her hand. All of this other type of shit. And y'all sitting here paying attention to what she said about Africans? Fucking work and go get the money and replace her if you don't like her. Compete. Jesus. Compete. Compete. Good grief. I'm so tired of black people making excuses. Show up. Work. There's nothing stopping you. It's just, you can upload as much as you want. There's never been a time in history where we've had more information and more opportunity in front of us, and we sitting here whining and complaining. I'm gonna try to get to all of the super chats. Let me read these super chats because I want to get to the super chats before I continue. I'm so glad I get to stream earlier because I could take my time now. I can take my time now. Oh my God. I'll be having Q working like one of my Africans. You should see the text threads that me and Q be having in the conversations. Q, you working on this? What you got going on? She be hitting me back, and literally, Q is the fastest texter that I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, I got this person. I got this taken care of. Anton, what about this? I'd be like, Q, I want to do this. She be pushing back like a motherfucker. No, Anton, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'd be like, why? Explaining it to me. Q be working her ass off. That's why she get the opportunities. That's why she makes so much fucking money. It's because she figured out how to add value. I'm dedicated to her, to ensuring I push her. Q, what the fuck is going on with your shit? I'm on her head. I'm on her head top. We not sitting here talking about y'all niggas offline. You think we care about y'all offline? We trying to figure out how to get this fucking money together. We ain't thinking about y'all. When we get offline, we be like, hey, so what do you think about this? I don't like this. How did that go? We need to do this. Bring that person in, so on and so forth. Ain't thinking about y'all. Let me read these super chats. Y'all still over here whining and complaining. Good grief. Mighty Walk says, go in, Anton. You know I'm going to do what I do. You know I'm going to do what I do, and I'm not going to tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. He also says, I'm going to keep it a buck. The black community has a problem with white guests and black spaces. Lapeef had this issue. Talk about it. Julius Jermaine says, B. Taylor still hasn't healed from that spanking she got, and MTR folded into the blackity black mob. I can't speak to MTR. I can't speak to B. Taylor. I just speak to what it is that I see in the chat specifically. Elliot Jackson says, Abin Preach recently did a video on Charleston in which they show videos of him saying he openly beat and raped them. He beat women and raped them. I know you guys have a strong relationship, but it's pretty bad. And guess what? I called him and got some insight. And he gave me what his thoughts was, and he gave me what his strategy was. And it is what it is. And any disagreement that me and Charleston has online or offline will completely be handled offline and not in front of the general public because I have his phone number. So I don't really care about what the videos are about him. Dame Smith says, exploitation isn't a bad word. Love the work, Anton. Thank you, Dame. Keep it funky. My dog Logic says, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. She got more excuses than Just Pearly or JP. Shout out to Logic. I appreciate you for the 10 ball. Elliot Jackson says, would it be possible for you to do a full-length video of you guys reviewing and responding to the video may help ease any problems in the future? Me and Pearl don't have no problems. Me and Pearl have zero problems at all. I can call her right now and get her on the phone. Donald Sterling, I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Aryan Woe says, I've never heard B. Taylor say anything good about black men. I don't know. She might have said some good things. Probably should go and check out her channel. Subscribe to it, even though it's a little dry right now. Greatness to Work says a lot of YouTubers need to understand they're in the business of being a good personality. Many of them are not. Pearly is. So she's learned how to market herself more effectively. Aryan says, so since so many black men want to cancel Pearl now, can we cancel all the black women who make money on bashing black men who are we loyal to? Is that not the pot calling the kettle black? Jason Rouge says, with the 20 ball, shout out to Jason Rouge, says, most black people didn't even know who Nick Fuentes was. If anything, they saw he was with Kanye before Ye dropped him. Don't even know that Nick allegedly likes feminine cat boys and lady boys, and that most groups dislike him. You know, I keep getting calls to be able to have Nick Fuentes on the platform. Honestly, I'm just not interested. I feel like I can find somebody else that's a lot more interesting than him. He just looked like a regular white boy to me. He looked like an angry white boy that got some visibility as a result of throwing his teddy bear against the ground, and then he started getting a little bit of attention, and you know, he's trying to capitalize off of it. He's nobody interesting to me. I'm not interested in having Nick Fuentes on the platform. It's just my thing, though. It's sad that Anton has to snap on B. Taylor to take his blessed advice. Black women have to get the hate out of your blood. Anton gives nothing but free game, but you worried about she is not it. Facts. Spend your time getting that money. Life of Devontae says the issue with people saying she's a vulture is the fact that there should be more of us who produces that same capacity as her. Also, if she's a vulture, what does that make the people who consume? Bait. They the meat. Optimus Prime says Pearly living rent free in these people's heads. Facts. D Got Sauce says, man, you preaching. Appreciate it. Faith M says, now take what Anton is saying, but gems, and apply that much on a larger scale than just Pearl. Jabari H with the fireball. I appreciate you. King Buddha says it's fake outrage. I agree. Brock says, ooh, this is why I F with you. You sound more and more like E.T. when you get passionate. I can have this in my ear every day. Keep doing the Lord's work. Let's go. Shout out to Brock, always holding me down. I appreciate you, big dog. Plato says, just cause. Thank you, Plato. Christopher J says, Black Manosphere takes a major L. Don't talk about people if you're afraid to talk to them. Black Manosphere is scared of Pearly. Yes, I said it. Shout out to Christopher J. I appreciate you, big dog. And I don't consider myself a part of anything. I'm just Anton Daniels. Mac also says, you said, why would a racist give money to people he is racist against? Donald Sterling was racist and gave money to people he was racist. Now, Donald Sterling had to do certain things based off of what he was required to do. And I don't even know if he was racist. I think that I'll deep dive into that in a minute. I'll get into that at the end of the show because I might even let y'all up to be able to say what y'all want to say. How To Man says, I'm on this type of time. They not only need to work harder, but work with each other. Start taking advantage of every opportunity and capitalize. Now, How To Man, you know that would be too much like right. You know that would be too much right, like right. Compton Mania says, preach. I can upload as much as I want. Facts. Mr. Woe 218 says the fact that y'all called it the Black Manosphere excellence, etc., isn't that type of making your race superior to segregation? So let's segregate then. Ooh. Why they doing it on a white platform? On a platform that wasn't even started by black people. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all of the super chats. I'm going to continue to read it throughout the show. Let's get into it. So let's talk about another white woman. Oh, that ain't the white woman. That ain't the white woman. There she is. Shout out to the other white woman. Now, Shelby Church is a person that I study religiously. Do I study Shelby Church because I'm a coon? Maybe. But Shelby Church is continuing to grow her platform. She works very, very hard. She drops a lot of content. And so when I seen this video pop up of hers, I said, I got to break it down because this very much feeds directly into what it is that I'm trying to convince you guys and what I'm trying to show you, right? And what I'm trying to show you is that there's people making $1 million a year on this platform. There's people making $1 million a year on this platform. $1 million a year. And guess what she checking for? Not y'all. Not y'all. You know what she doing? She running that checkup. She running that checkup. Let's go ahead and play the video and let's get into it. I'm going to continue to read super chats throughout the show.
I got my first paycheck, Google AdSense paycheck, when I was about 14 for $500. I never imagined that YouTube would become as lucrative of a career as it has for so many people.
Look at that. She had a camera, and a laptop in front of her. That's it. That's all it takes. A camera and a laptop. You don't even have to have a camera anymore. All you got to do is use your phone. You ain't even got to use your phone. You can use the webcam on your laptop. A camera and a laptop, this chick is cooking.
2022 was definitely my best and busiest year I've ever had with YouTube. My name is Shelby Church. I'm 28, living in Seattle, and you're watching Millennial Money. Well, sort of. CNBC's never actually reached out to me, so I just made my own. If you guys have never seen Millennial Money, it's a documentary series.
She don't think, look at this. It's so many gems in this and we haven't even gotten into it. This chick said, CNBC ain't never reached out to me, so I decided that I wanted to make my own. It caught my eye, and it's funny because I probably would have never even paid attention to it, but it caught my eye when I seen it pop up on my algorithm, obviously because I'm always on CNBC and money and all of this other type of stuff, but it caught my eye and I was like, oh, she on Millennial Money. And then I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. This is Shelby Church's actual channel. She's never actually done a Millennial Money. She's not waiting for anybody to do anything. She said, listen, this is a good video idea. I like it. I'm not trying to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. And so now I'm going to produce a completely different set of content based off of what I like to watch, which is the thing that I look at every single day. What I like to watch is what it is that I decide to produce. Those are the different channels that I'm inspired by. And so she said, listen, I'm not waiting on Millennial Money to be able to contact me. I am Millennial Money. And let me show you the receipts.
By CNBC, where they show how much money people make and how they budget it. So that is why the style of this video is going to be pretty different than most of my videos. All right, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
Somebody in the chat said, I've never heard of her, but y'all heard of Pearl though, right? Okay, let's continue.
My day usually starts between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. I never actually set an alarm, I just wake up at that time. I grab some coffee and I'm usually straight to my laptop for the first hour or two of the day. I usually spend about 8 to 9 hours a day working on videos. It is around that 40-hour-a-week mark that most people work, but I can tell if I've been slacking one week.
She spends 8 to 9 hours a day working on videos. Listen. She don't even hire black people. She just worked on her own. She do all of her own stuff, allegedly. I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet. Hopefully, she actually does all her own stuff because it would make me look even better in what I'm trying to convince y'all to do. She worked she's take this shit so serious. This ain't no part-time for her. This is what she do full-time. This is her full-time job. She worked 8 to 9 hours a day on her craft.
I'll be scrambling Saturday morning to try and finish a thumbnail. It does take a long time to make my videos. I like to get a lot of B-roll and interview shots. They're time consuming for sure. Usually around 5 p.m. is when I wrap everything up. I like to wind down in the evening and just actually enjoy my evening.
She does all of her own shots, all of her own interviews, all of her own travel, and put up all of her own money and does all her own thumbnails and editing. Work.
It is so different what I spend each month. If I'm traveling and producing a lot of videos that month, it's gonna be a lot more. My rent here, I pay $2,750 every month for my.
Now, some people, it's funny because they'll say, well, why is she paying rent? I already gave y'all that sauce the other day of how it is that you can start to look at your place from a business perspective and why most people that I know specifically rent where they stay. Why is that chick still up on my thing?
My share of.
I don't know. Why most people that I know rent where they stay and where most people that I know rent where they stay and then they rent out where the places that they own. Now, I've been following Shelby Church for a little while, so I know she got some Airbnbs, she got some rental properties, but the place that she stays at is the place that she rents. But I want to look at the rest of her budget.
This apartment, because I do share it with my sister so she can film in here, and she has are only like
back to this. She says random stuff $600, utilities is $40, Airbnb is $546, Wi-Fi is $70, travel is -$300. I don't know what that is. Food is $800, health insurance is $385, car insurance is $142. Subscriptions is $50 and rent is $27.50. So she must have made a mistake and put that minus in there because it all goes into the monthly expenses. So her total monthly expenses, when you talk about she allocates $3,000 for travel, which she can also write off as a business expense, is the equivalent of $8,395. So let's just say $8,400 a month, right? She got $8,400 a month and she's allocating $3,000 a month towards travel. Really, that would be $5,400 a month, but she's doing that from a business perspective, and it also feeds into her content and so on and so forth, right? She makes $981,000 a year. So total, let's just say that her budget goes up to the equivalent of a little less or a little more than $100,000 a year. Her total budget, and that's not even including all of the write-offs, go into the Airbnb is a write-off. So a lot of things that I can see on here is a write-off. Even the random stuff is a write-off. Subscriptions can be a write-off depending on how it is that you allocate it from a content creator's perspective. Her total budget is about $100,000 a year because she's living very frugally, apparently, but she makes almost $1 million.
$40 a month here. My car is paid off, so I have no monthly payment. I even charge it for free because I've referred so many people from my Tesla videos. I spend a lot on food. I've been cooking at home more, but it's probably like $800 to $1,000 a month. I like going to dinner with people and getting a drink, and I'm gonna live my life. Like, food is something I love spending money on, to be honest. I love going out to eat. It's so fun. Travel.
She allocates $3,000 a month, which is basically the equivalent of about $36,000 a year in travel. All of that can be literally a tax write-off because that's what she does for work. She travels because she's a full-time content creator. She works over 40 hours a week on content creation. So she can spend $32,000, $33,000, $34,000, $35,000, $36,000 a month on travel. Our next trip, me, my assistant, my wife actually works for me. Our plane tickets is like $30,000, literally, because we going over to document Tokyo. We probably gonna be over there for anywhere from a week up to a month. We'll be living in Tokyo, documenting it this year, and so my plane tickets, because I'm flying Delta One, are the equivalent of about between $10,000 and $15,000 per ticket, round trip. My plane tickets are $10,000 to $15,000 round trip. And I'm going over there for business. My whole content creation is going to be created over in Tokyo, over in Japan. And so because I budgeted effectively, and a lot of y'all that's a part of the Patreon, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about because I explained a lot of this inside of the webinars. I'm literally expensing the entire thing because I need to get over there in order to create the content because I want to take what I'm doing internationally. My plane tickets are $30,000, actually $31,000.
Travel is something I spend a lot on because my video ideas just take me all over America. I try and use credit card points for my flights, but hotels are expensive. And over the summer, I had my videographer travel with me. So I was paying for her flight and her hotel and food.
And guess what? Because her videographer is traveling with her, guess what that also is?
Food and everything there. So, I mean, there were months where I was spending like $8,000 to $10,000 on travel. I'm not spending that much on travel right now. I've really scaled things back. I moved to Seattle exactly a year ago. I am from here, so it is nice to be near some of my siblings that live here and friends that I've known forever. It's also a lot less expensive to live here. I've noticed restaurants, if you're getting drinks, everything is like 20% cheaper than when I lived in LA. Housing is less expensive too. I'm about to move and it's gonna be way cheaper. But
some of the things that's wild a lot of times that people are not taking into consideration is that when you're used to living in like a New York or a Los Angeles, you think that a Seattle is cheaper because it's 20% cheaper than what it was that you were paying over there. And we're not even talking about from a tax perspective, but it's not. It's not that cheap. It's not that cheap at all. And people need to be really, really mindful of what it is that they're spending and the environment that they exist in, even where your home base and where you start your businesses, right? A lot of times y'all starting y'all businesses in your home base is in a place that you grew up just because that's what you're familiar with. What I'm telling you is that you need to get a mentor. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to be around other people that can give you the game and give you the sauce, because you can be a lot more productive and you can put a lot more money in your pocket, all by making a small phone call to better give you some assistance on where it is that you need to structure things or where your home base can be. That can literally put $100,000 in your pocket and you don't even know it.
the biggest thing is not paying state income tax. I would be lying if that wasn't a factor of wanting to move. When I realized that I could save like over $30,000 by not living in California, I mean, that's enough to have an apartment in California that you live in part-time. It was kind of a no-brainer at that point. $30,000 is a ton of money. That, 10 years ago, that's what I made in a year. So I do have an Airbnb. If you've followed along, you know it hasn't been the most profitable investment.
She does have an Airbnb, and guess what? Part of her creating that Airbnb was in order to show people what it's like having an Airbnb. And then she makes subsequent videos because, again, I follow her. I don't follow all black people. I know y'all only want to rock with all black people, but I don't follow all black people. I follow everybody that can give me some sauce so that I can better understand exactly what my strategy is going to be. And then I can make some informed decisions on whether I'm going to go into business A or go into business B, because then I can come back and give it to the bag chasers.
We didn't quite break even because we had more maintenance than expected. It was about $13,000 split between me and my sister. I had to pay $6,000 to have that Airbnb. I used to think an Airbnb would be like a no-brainer, so profitable, and the truth is it's harder to make them profitable than you would expect, especially now. I do think that eventually I'll be able to break even on that property. I'm getting solar panels. Bookings have been amazing lately. There's so many expenses you don't think about. Landscaping, pool cleaners, it's so much more than the mortgage. I still think it's gonna work out in the long term, but the first year wasn't that profitable. It was not.
Whenever you start a new business, and one of the things that people don't understand about people that's rich or wealthy, I heard somebody say what they think is the difference between being rich and being wealthy. I'm gonna save that for the bag chasers because I'm gonna break that down specifically for y'all. Our goal, and y'all think that our goal is to build more businesses. Our goal is to get rid of more money, which then translates into having more businesses, which ultimately then become more profitable because we willing to take the loss on the front end in order to make more money on the back end. So the first thing that y'all got to do is y'all got to make more money, right? I keep hearing y'all say this dumb shit talking about, it's okay to live the simple life, $45,000 a year. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't seen nobody that's been as happy as some of the people that I done seen that make $250,000, $300,000 a year. You just got different options. But the minute that you start making more money, right, the first investment that you need to make is to make sure that you're getting rid of the debt, because it's much easier to be able to climb up a mountain without rocks in your backpack, all right, because we are climbing mountains. The second investment that you have to make is into yourself, education, things that actually generate more revenue, so on and so forth. The third investment that you can start to have is start to deploy it into making more money with other businesses and assets, because then you're trying to get rid of the money because you're incentivized by the federal government in order to get rid of the money so that you can make sure that you can pay less taxes, which then over time compounds and make you more money. So it's a formula to getting rich, and it's not just about creating another job for yourself. I would have you to know, and most people don't even pay attention to this. It got to be, I think, 40, somewhere like 35 million small businesses in the United States of America. The American population is only 350 million to 400 million people. That means that 10% of the business, 10% of the population, or 10% have a business. Well, why are you saying 10% have a business? Because, Anton, everybody don't have a business. Well, a lot of people have a business perspective, but here's the thing. If you got 350 million people and 35 million businesses, but here's the thing. Overwhelming majority of them, 80 to 90% of those people, are a one-person organization. They've created a job for themselves, and they're not even making no money. So just because you start a business don't mean that you have a profitable entity. And more importantly, it doesn't even mean that you're getting the tax benefits that come along with it. When you see Biden jump on these conference calls or these State of the Union addresses, and he says, and we've had 5 million new businesses started within the last 6 months, and then everybody start clapping. They don't give you the context because they also don't tell you that the overwhelming majority of those businesses is going to fail. Secondly, a lot of people just started and filed for an LLC. It don't necessarily mean that they're making money. And third, a lot of those people just created another job for themselves, which then removes them from the roles of being able to get unemployment tax or unemployment insurance. So then when they go bust, then they just got to go and find another job, or they got to go and hustle because they don't know how to make money. And so understanding how money works, which is one of the things that rich people understand, which is why they continue to deploy, even though she wasn't profitable in her first year for her Airbnb, she's saying, yo, I'm not getting rid of it, and it's going to make me more money long term because this is a profitable entity that I want to continue to deploy resources into in order to remove all of my tax obligations, and it's an asset that is going to appreciate over time. Follow me. Let's roll.
No, it wasn't profitable. On average, I would say the last 3 years I've made somewhere between $300,000 to $500,000 a year, but 2022 was something else entirely. That was my busiest year. It was really stressful. I made $981,000 in 2022. It just sounds crazy to say that.
And you know what the biggest problem is? It's trying to get rid of the money so that she don't have to give almost $500,000 in taxes over to the federal government. Now that is out of control. Giving $400,000 over to the federal government is not what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. That is not what you want to do.
That was a goal for me, was to make $1 million in a year before taxes and business expenses. So it's really like half that. So I do have to pay taxes on that money, like I said, and business expenses like tax preparation, hiring that videographer. That was, a significant amount, I think.
That is the devil. Did y'all see that? After tax income is $500,000. Her after tax income should have been way lower than that. Way lower than that. Listen, if your expenses, and this is one of the reasons why y'all need to understand how money works, because just because you make a lot of money, and you can tell that she's new money because there's no reason that she should have had after tax income of $500,000. No reason ever for her to ever have after tax income of $500,000. Okay? Listen, guys. And I'm not a tax professional. I'm not giving y'all advice. I'm just telling you what it is that I know based off of some of the people that I speak with. Okay? Read between the lines. If you know, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, she only has about $100,000 in personal expenses. If you only have $100,000 in personal expenses, why would you take home $500,000? Because guess what? That means that she's probably paying the equivalent of between $300,000 and $350,000 in taxes to the federal government. Now, Anton, how is it possible to make $1 million and then not take home at least $500,000 as a result after you paying taxes. Well, if she had any kind of people around her, right? Because you don't just want a tax preparer once you get around you. You don't want an H&R Block guy. You want an accountant. You want a tax strategist, right? A tax strategist. You want a business team. And it's much cheaper for you to pay people to give you the information to consult with on a regular basis than it is to give it over to the federal government. So what she should have done is she should have started multiple different businesses in which she deployed and got rid of. If you only need $100,000 to live, in which the majority of that looked like it was business expenses, then what you were supposed to do were get rid of literally the other $800,000 something dollars. Get rid of the money. Go and find and literally strategize. And that's how I know she was surprised about how much money she made. Literally strategize about how it is that you can invest in other things. You need to be investing in real estate. You need to be investing in other businesses. You need to be spending money improving the business that you have. Get rid of the money. Go and buy a studio like Anton did, right? Make sure that you got wardrobe. Make sure you got editors. I got editors now. I got a lot of different people that I can then substantiate this business. I got other people running channels. I pay people around me, right? I got the best artwork in here, the best aesthetics in order to make sure that people is in the mood. I feed people when they come in and do their shows and all of that. They got all of the drinks and stuff that they want. I make sure that I fly people back and forth because I want to make sure that I'm busting down the bag with people. Marketing and promotion is so many different ways in which you can get rid of this money that you can add more money into your life. Why would you give away $350,000, $400,000? You're giving away money. You're giving away the money instead of using the money to become bigger and promote your business. But see, let me rub some salt in y'all wounds a little bit. Instead of us having these conversations, instead of us working our ass off, instead of us planning, instead of us strategizing, instead of us trying to understand how we can come together to where we can make more money, instead of us making sure that we join the Bag Chasers so we can get these webinars, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat for y'all to join the Patreon. We spend more time being fake outraged and not following Shelby Church because she's a white woman. I only work with black people. Well, what if the information that you need to bring back to the black people that you love so much is actually sitting here with Shelby Church and she giving it to you for free? I don't care. I will stab myself in the foot because I feel like she's infiltrating the black people. Okay. But then kill yourself then. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and just kill your own opportunities. It's crazy. It's insane how we think. Insane how we think. Okay, let's continue.
I think it was about $30,000. I did also invest in some new equipment. I was so hesitant about doing this, but I'm so glad I did. It was expensive. This laptop is like maxed out, but it's so fast.
Get the maximum, get the best. When you have the resources to do so, you get rid of the money. Anton, why you always buying the top of the top? Why you buying all of this? Because it makes my life easier to be able to work on the best equipment, and then I can also write it off from a business perspective.
And the monitor does make it so I'm way faster at editing. So this stuff, it was an investment truly, but it's been super worth it. My taxes for this last year are not finished yet, so I've been saving for a huge payment for that. I've been paying quarterly too, but since I don't live in California anymore, I do keep more of it, and not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. It's easy to look at YouTubers and think that it's not work because it's fun to do more of it, and I do keep more of it, and not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. It's easy to look at YouTubers and think that it's not work because it's fun to watch a video, but it is a lot of work actually creating videos, especially the more documentary style ones where you're going and interviewing people. It's work, and a lot of times I'm wearing multiple hats. I'm doing the sound, I'm setting up tripods, and I'm the interviewer. Like, I think part of the reason that I make a good amount is because I'm doing like 3 or 4 jobs in one. If I were to hire out all these things,
Now, guess what? You know what the interesting thing about it is? You know why Pearl such has a robust team that does some awesome things that allows for her to be able to you know why? Do you know the different strategies that we trade behind the YouTube screen, that why we grow and all of this other type of stuff? You don't know? You still mad at her? It's okay.
Wouldn't make nearly as much. Like, I could hire an editor, a sound person, a videographer for every video, but I find that I can do it myself just fine. I actually kind of prefer that a lot of the time. I work with videographers from time to time, but right now, with there being more of a recession, I haven't been, honestly. When I was 18, I was living off of YouTube. I was making like $30,000 a year, but I could see how it's like this snowball effect was growing more and more. When I was in community college, a lot of the teachers there just encouraged me to not.
What? Community college? No. What? Community college? For my bag chasers and for the people that's in the Patreon, Shelby Church has, I think, 1.7 million subscribers. Let me just double check it. Shelby Church has 1.77, almost 1.8 million subscribers. What if I told you that on YouTube alone, and the bag chasers, I've shown my receipts, I've shown my payments, I show everything, so on and so forth. What if I told you that on YouTube alone, ain't got nothing to do with sponsorships, ain't got nothing to do with everything outside of it, just AdSense alone? Because the majority of her income comes from sponsorships and AdSense revenue. What if I told you that the Millionaire Morning Show, with my, as of this recording, 130,000 subscribers versus her 1.77 million, that I make more than her just off YouTube alone? What if I told you that with my 130,000 subscribers and my Patreon members, you know what's up, I show the receipts inside of the bag chasers? That ain't got nothing to do with corporate America, which we bust down them bags too. That ain't got nothing to do with the other businesses, real estate, we bust down them bags too. What if I told you just on YouTube alone that I make more than $1 million? And you still sitting here arguing, going back and forth, instead of figuring out how to get the fucking money.
Transfer to a 4-year school. So they gave me the confidence to not transfer. They really could see where things were going. People were moving more towards YouTube than traditional film and TV. I never finished college. I don't have any student loans. I mean, when I went to community college, it was like $3,000 a semester. It wasn't that expensive. By the time I was 21, I made.
If y'all wanna look at the receipts, I talk about them. I show them inside of my webinar. I even show my W-2 for my job.
Like around $100,000 a year. And then there were years that it was a little less, a little more. It ebbs and flows. That is just like the nature of owning your own business. My big financial goal these days is to buy a primary residence that I live in. I rent here and I don't want to be a renter forever. I want to own a place that I live in. Yes, I have my Airbnb, but if I were to go back in time, I don't know if I would do that again, to be honest. I love the idea of buying a house. I want to fix it up, renovate it, make it exactly how I want it. And I want to pay off the whole thing before the 30-year mortgage. I love the idea of not having a mortgage. There's just something, the psychological aspect of that, I think would be.
There's no reason that this woman should have a mortgage. Making $981,000 a year is no reason why this woman should have a mortgage if she don't want a mortgage. And more importantly, there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to get her real estate game on if she's young. She'll figure it out. She got time to figure it out. She'll be much more successful, so on and so forth. But that's enough. It's nothing else for us to talk about with regard to that. Let me pivot for a minute. I want to get into how my people tend to try to do things. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I'm going to read some of these super chats. Marty Speed says, first time support. I look forward to becoming a bag chaser when I book my consultation. Thank you for all of the gems. Shout out to everybody that's rocking out with me. Link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I appreciate you. Trey D says, Anton bombing on these jealous manosphere. I'm not bombing on anybody. I'm just trying to get a game on how it is that we need to move a little bit differently instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else is doing, unless it puts some money in my pocket. D Got Sauce says, now back to the money. You know we got to come back to the money. D Got Sauce, shout out to you. Who we got up here? Twill, Lineman for Hire says, Anton, I enjoy your content, but you please get your mic audio up to the same level as the clips. I appreciate you. I try to turn it down. I can actually turn it up if y'all want me to turn it up some more. I'll be trying to turn my mic down because sometimes I'll be thinking that the clips is low, or actually the volume of the clips go up and down or whatever like that. So I actually be trying to turn my mic down a little bit, but I can adjust it. Thank you for the game. I appreciate you, big dog. Let's see what else we got up here. Kenya McIntosh says, great show. Thank you, Kenya. I appreciate you. Shout out to N Scarlett is in the building. Says, you got a tax guy for me? Travel nurse trying to save. N Scarlett, thank you for the 50 ball, first and foremost. Secondly, my tax strategists and my accountants work specifically for me. They make a lot of money. But more importantly, I'd have to find out the details of what it is that's going on. Email me, Scarlett, Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com, and we'll talk about it. Shout out to you for the 50 ball. Chelsea's live line says, thanks for the delicious snacks in the studio, Anton. Shout out for the 313 is in the building. I appreciate you, Chelsea. How To Man says, I've literally offered to put together OBS, teach thumbnails, and explain this stuff to people to no avail. Ask for opportunities, live up to expectations, exercise loyalty, and capitalize the basics. How To Man, it's not for everybody, and that's why I actually got a tribe. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't come. You can't fight people to do what's in their own best interest. You got to take the people that's there that's actually going to do the work. Shout out to How To Man. Jabari H says, if folks paying attention, you just told them how to not get taxed. You just put me on. Appreciate it, Anton. Blessed to have found your channel. The first thing that y'all got to do in order to not pay more than you have to, you got to lower your personal expenses. Because then when you depend on the money that you make in order to pay for your lifestyle, you can't deploy any of your money over into assets and resources that you can then have as a tax deduction legally. Shout out to E-Man Strong. I appreciate you, big dog. Says, Anton is fearless and doesn't pander to anyone, nor will I ever. Nor will I ever. Mel Duke is in the building, says, good morning, bag chasers. I'm a little late this AM, meeting with my career advisor, $1,200 bonus and 4% pay increase. I can't wait for our coaching call. Shout out to Mel Duke in the building and all of the bag chasers. I appreciate you. King of New York, or KONY, says, God bless you, bro. Your genuine heart and ability to reason beyond being a victim and seeing beyond BS is why I am subscribed to you. Keep it up. I'm going to tell you, KONY, I got to work for my subscribers. My subscribers be making me work in order to be able to rock with me. They be like, what you got, Anton? What you got for me today? I'll be like, listen, I'm trying to give you the game. You know what I'm saying? Are you free to do a panel with me and AM on Wednesday? I am not. Anton does not do panels anymore. How To Man? You know this. Sometimes I pop up in order to support my people. I supported the Lapeef Network in order to get y'all a transition. I supported Fight Club and I supported Aaron. But Anton is not going to be doing panels going forward. It's one of the reasons why I didn't show up for the panel the other day. But shout out to you for the invitation. I appreciate it. Let's continue. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, okay? This is a Lasell University student. You heard that right. This is a Lasell University student. Now, how does this apply to what it is that we're talking about here at the Bag Chasers? Let me explain it to you. So this student in particular, okay, Pumpkin, this student in particular was caught doing some unscrupulous things that didn't actually yield her good results, but what it did was it got her a pair of metal bracelets. I am going to continue to read Super Chats throughout the show. Thank you to everybody that continue to rock with me and support me. Let's go ahead and get into the story, and then I'm going to break it down for you about how we need to move differently instead of spending our time on the things that's not actually adding value into our life.
At 6, a Lasell University student accused of stealing more than $500,000 in a credit card scam. Good evening. I'm Paula Eben. David is off tonight.
I'm Lisa Hughes. Police say she used the money to buy some high-end items before making a critical mistake. WBZ's Brandon Truitt explains how investigators cracked this case.
Greed took over. I don't know how else you would classify it.
Police say 19-year-old Ariel Foster embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars from her part-time job.
Let's stop there for a minute. Let's take it all in. Let's take it all in. Embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I've read reports where it says it was up to and over $1 million. I've read reports where it said that it was up to and over $1 million. I'm going to have to blow this one up a little bit more so we can really parse this through. That it said that it was up to and over $1 million. Now, this is a young woman in college in her 20s with a part-time job, running track, and taking care of business. Actually, she's not even a 20-year-old. What is she? What did they say, 18, 19? She's not even old enough to drink. Part-time job, embezzled over
Arrested Wednesday night in front of her dorm room at Lasell University, where she ran track. The teenager accused of shaking down this Lovisa at the Burlington Mall. The jewelry store lists most of their items for under $50. Burlington police say Foster was doing fake transactions, marking items up in price, then returning them for the original price while pocketing the difference in account of her own.
So let's really take this into consideration. Let's take the finesse into consideration. Marking things up in price, returning them for a price difference, pocketing the money into her own account. This is according to what the reporter just said. At the jewelry store, where the average item costs less than $50. Let me say it one more time. I'm going to rewind it so y'all can see exactly what the cop said the reason was that she got caught. Let me rewind it.
Greed took over.
He said greed took over. Listen, she was going to get caught eventually anyway. The one thing that I've learned about scammers and people that finesse the game or whatever is it's very, very, very difficult for them to stop because then they get addicted to the money. So instead of them working hard or for it to be a one-time lick or a one-time hit, which I'm absolutely against, I don't like people stealing. I don't like people scamming. Instead of them actually adding value into somebody's life, when you make that amount of money in that little time, you get addicted. And so instead of stopping, what she did was she accelerated, and it didn't matter exactly how much the store was offering its prices for as far as the actual items that they sold. You got to hear the rest of this story.
I don't know how else you would classify it.
Police say 19-year-old Ariel Foster embezzled
Look at that
hundreds
little
of
child.
thousands of dollars from her part-time job. Arrested Wednesday night in front of her dorm room at Lasell University, where she ran track. The teenager accused of shaking down this Lovisa at the Burlington Mall. The jewelry store lists most of their items for under $50. Burlington police say Foster was doing fake transactions, marking items up in price, then returning them for the original price while pocketing the difference in account of her own.
Dumb.
Customers were never involved. She acted alone. Police say for 3 weeks in February, Foster made 8 fake transactions totaling more than $540,000.
Let's really put this in perspective. Listen, she didn't just go. She said, all right, I got away with it before. I got away with it again. We gonna run this shit up. We about to run it up. Run it up. For 3 weeks in February, because see, listen, when you get caught and you can't get the felony off your record or none of that, you just ruin your life forever. But when you get caught, hopefully I can have her on the Millionaire Morning Show after she get out of jail. When you get caught, shoe program. I'm going to have you playing basketball And Pelican Bay, when you get caught, because everything is digital now and it's not even cash anymore, they can literally trace back every single transaction that you've completed from the time that you've actually worked at the store. And so what they do is they pile on all of the transactions, because once you reach a certain threshold, then you get a new set of charges. You go from petty theft to embezzlement to money laundering to digital wire transfer transactions. And then they trump up your charges, and then they say, listen, based off of what we looking at in this rap sheet, that's what they do. Based on what we looking at in this rap sheet, ma'am, you're facing like 50 years. I'm sorry, you was doing wire money laundering. This is what they do. Seriously. You were doing money laundering. And you had transactions totaling over $500,000 just in February alone, just for the 3 weeks, ma'am. Listen, either take this plea deal, young black woman, in which you will then get out of jail, and then Anton can come and fly to you because your parole officer not going to let you leave town, so that I can interview you over for my bag chasers and then release your story inside of the Patreon and show them what it is that you should and shouldn't do. You're going to have to take this plea deal, and so you can do 5 to 15. We can give you good behavior. If you do really, really good and you're doing the feds and you make a lot of license plates, then it's a strong possibility we can get you out of jail early with good behavior. You're going to have to dodge some carpet munchers. You're going to have to dodge some women that want to rub monkeys with you. You're going to have to dodge some carpet munchers. But this is, look, we're going to throw the whole book at you, ma'am. We're throwing a book at you. And if you don't cop this plea, because we already got the digital transactions, this thing is sealed, wrapped, signed, sealed, deliver, I'm yours. This thing is signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. And if you don't take this rap, you might be locked up for the next 25 to 50 years. What'd you say that? What? Say it again. What you mean? People that kill people get less than time than that. I'm looking at money laundering, and Biden said that this is what we giving to people like you. 19. That's what they do. Stay out of the streets. Stop doing stuff illegal. I'm reading Super Chat shortly.
Totaling more than $540,000.
When I first saw the amount, I was surprised. I thought it was a mistake.
Police say over the course of those 3 weeks, Foster spent $5,000 on a Louis Vuitton purse, $6,000 on plane tickets, and $20,000 for a hotel in Maui.
Let's look at what she bought. Now, if this ain't some nigga shit, I don't know what is. If this ain't the very definition of the culture that we hate the most, I don't know what is. $5,000 for a Louis Vuitton bag. Listen, I mean, she just got greedy. She said, listen, I don't care if the canvas on the Louis Vuitton is not even real leather. Did y'all know that? That the printed canvas on Louis Vuitton is not. She spent 5 bands on a Louis Vuitton. I'm reading Super Chats throughout the show. I see you play, though. 5 bands on a Louis Vuitton. 6 racks with Delta. Where are you going, ma'am? Are you flying first class like me? She said, listen, I'm skipping school this week because I got to go over to my hotel in Maui. This chick spent 20 bands on a hotel in Maui. What the fuck is going on? You know where I had to get to before I got to the space where I could spend 20 bands on a hotel room in Maui? I don't think I've ever spent 20 bands on a hotel room in general. I've never spent $20,000 on a hotel room in my life. Well, Vegas, but I didn't actually spend it. I kind of was at the tables. It's a little different. But $31,000, if my mental math is correctly, on a bag, some tickets, and a hotel room. She said, listen, this scam is going to happen forever. Ain't nobody tripping about this. And then this hoe went and bought a Tesla. Oh, she said, I got my priorities right. No car notes.
Her shopping spree ended with the purchase of a Tesla for $35,000. Here it is, now in the custody of Burlington police.
Red. Hot red, baby. Tell Elon Musk to holler at me.
Police tell me Foster got loose with her work and rang up an order for $1 million, but never cleared it out.
And then she not only did she do $500,000 in February, she had another transaction that she hadn't even cleared out that she did for a whole M. Do you know how much $1 million is for a transaction at a store in a mall? Even the fact that she had got away with it for this long, for however long that she had a whole transaction that she hadn't even cleared. She wasn't even thinking no more. She was just like, yo, I got to get this money. We got to head over to Maui. We got to go out here and hang out with Bandman Kevo. She ain't never watched the Millionaire Morning Show. She had a whole M inside of the thing that she hadn't even cleared out yet. And the employee came over like, $1 million? We did $1 million? What you got going on over here, Chelsea? $1 million. $1 million transaction that was in the register. She was not stopping. This hoe is addicted. This is a problem.
Co-worker saw the amount and then notified them. Lasell University tells us they are cooperating with police, saying the responsibility of all students to comply with local, state, and federal laws applies both on and off campus.
If one of my children came home and said, hey, they have enough money to buy a Tesla while they're trying to go to school, that's certainly going to raise those flags for me.
So Foster posted bail. She's set to be arraigned tomorrow in Woburn.
Yeah, I bet she did post bail.
District Court. Police are now working to figure out exactly how much of the money they can recover. Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
This woman is getting all the monies, all the bags, every dollar that she could possibly get. This hoe was going for the gusto. She said, I'm going to Louis Lou, Balenciaga, Off-White, Fenty, Christian Dior, 20,000. Yo, she said, I'm used to this lifestyle. There's no way that I'm going back. NBA young boy, never broke again. So while Shelby Church is over here trying to pay her taxes like a good white woman, we got a Lasell University student that ain't even old enough to drink, finessing the game and leaving transactions inside of the register for $1 million. Yeah, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I can't take no more for the day. I can't take no more. I told you I'm going to give you 2 hours max. That's all I got for you. I had another thing that was wound up for y'all, but all I got is 2 hours max. I don't have nothing else in me. I got to read the super chats to make sure that I acknowledge the people that support the platform. Spaces says Shelby Church's story screams J. Cole brackets. Shout out to Spaces. I appreciate you. Mr. Woe, 218s. Aryan says, if you a C student, I'm a D student, and I need it broken in the simplest form because I put in this work and invest and keep being the villain Anton. Fam, A and B students work for C and D students. We are both on the same track. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for the 5 ball. Shin C with the 20 ball says, personally, tired of all of the crying in the black community. Anytime a white person in their space is outworking them, shout out to you, Anton, for never folding on your beliefs and views, regardless of the talks. I am what I am. I am what I am. I'm not spinning the block. I'm not going to cave in just because of the woke culture of a bunch of people that ain't fucking with me anyway. I'm going to just be on my own. I'm going to just be on my own and do my own thing. Shout out to you, Shin C. Plato says, if the cops didn't get her, the IRS would. And she putting it in her own personal bank account. Talk about idiot. In Scarlet says, fam, you remember the MSU girl that did the exact same thing back in the day. She was also from the city. Shout out to In Scarlet. Yeah, I remember. Shout out to my Michigan State scammers in the building. Persevere Data TV says she would have got flued out if she waited a little bit longer. She had the body for it. She was a track star. You know she got the body for it. Spaces says Elon Musk going to upload a virus to her Tesla. I smarted up, opened the market up, 1 to 2 million to 3 million to 4 million. If you locked in, ain't no switching up. Wody came home. Ain't no falling off. I done put 2 million up. Ain't no falling off. I done put 2 million up. Oh. Am I gonna get copyrighted for that? Oh, if we locked in, ain't no switching up. Shout out to Peasy. Shout out to all of my people that's in the building. Yo, listen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love y'all. I absolutely love y'all. Let's get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Money Mondays. Let's put this whole Pearl thing to rest and let's get our bags. Let's focus on the things that actually matter.